A loved one's energy is still here. The final sign appears in 2 minutes. Don't ignore IT. IT won't stay for long. Open IT now. 2 minutes remain. 2 divine minutes, not of Earth's ticking time, but of heaven's holy clock, and the veil begins to thin. There is a stirring in the realm between realms, a soft wind pressing gently through the walls of the spirit. A portal, not made by man but kept by angels, begins to part. It is not wide. It is not open for long. But it is enough. Just enough for one final sign to slip through. Yes, in this very moment, something holy is happening, and you are not here by accident. You have been summoned. This message is not for all. It is not for the distracted, the careless, or the unbelieving. No, this moment is sacred. It is set apart for the sensitive, for the open-hearted, for the watchful, for the one who has cried silent tears in the night, wondering if that touch, that whisper, that shift in the room meant more than coincidence. You know who you are, and you know what you felt. Heaven speaks in quiet. Heaven comes through stillness. And right now, heaven is speaking to you. The silence you felt lately hasn't been empty. It's been holy. The ache in your soul, the sudden memories that revisit you without warning, the scent in the air that reminds you of someone who left too soon. These are not just fragments of grief. They are clues. They are divine fragments placed gently by unseen hands, leading you to this very point in time. There is an energy around you that refuses to leave because it was never meant to. A presence that has defied the grave, because love, real love, transcends even the separation of worlds. Someone you love is still near, closer than you think, closer than you dared to believe. Archangel Michael, the mighty guardian of heaven's gates, has leaned in. He watches now, sword in hand, wings stretched wide. He bears witness to this final moment of divine intersection, where heaven brushes against earth for a breath of time. 2 minutes, to be exact, long enough for you to feel again what you thought was gone forever. This is the moment you've been spiritually nudged toward. The strange dreams, the internal whisper, the way you ended up here, none of it was coincidence. You were guided. You were drawn. Your soul followed the path that heaven carved, and now you are standing before a spiritual door that is just beginning to open. The final sign is coming, but it will not linger. Let your spirit go quiet. Still your surroundings. Silence your mind. Heaven never shouts, it whispers. If you are still enough, sensitive enough, and surrendered enough, you will feel it. You have 2 minutes to receive what others may never notice. And what you feel now is real. Type "I am anointed" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 1122 is now activated. You only have 2 minutes, 2 minutes to pause the noise. 2 minutes to quiet the chaos. 2 minutes to shift your spirit from this world to the next, because something sacred is approaching, and if your heart is not open, you will miss it. This is not a message of chance. It is not a coincidence that your eyes are here, right now, staring into a truth your soul has been crying for. You were drawn to this message because your spirit is sensitive enough to know that something is stirring, something is shifting, and someone is still near. I, Archangel Michael, servant of the Most High and defender of the righteous, am bearing witness. I have come not just to speak, but to confirm what your heart has already sensed. There is a divine exchange unfolding, a supernatural echo in the wind, a heavenly footprint on the soil of your grief. A final sign, the last one they've been allowed to send, is coming through. and you must receive it with your whole being. Yes, you felt it. That unexplained chill in the room, the sudden presence that made you pause, the scent that reminded you of them. But no one was there. The song that played just as you thought of them. The light that flickered without cause. That wasn't your imagination. That wasn't just memory. That was them, reaching. They've been waiting. Patiently. Silently. From beyond the veil, their soul has pressed against the limits of time to make this moment happen. To tell you, I'm not gone. I'm near. I never truly left. But hear this now. This moment will not repeat. Heaven is generous, yes. But heaven is also precise. It moves by divine appointment. And what is being offered now is not a permanent window. It is a holy interruption of time. A blink, a breath, a narrow, sacred corridor between two worlds. If you blink, it's gone. If you doubt, it passes. If you deny it, the sign retracts, and the veil closes once more. Do not dismiss what you feel right now. Don't silence it. Don't push it aside as emotional longing. This is spiritual reality. This is divine collision. This is love that uplived the grave, reaching for you now, in these final 2 minutes. Listen to me. Listen with your spirit, not your mind. You have been chosen to carry this moment. Not everyone has ears to hear or eyes to see. Not everyone is spiritually sensitive enough to feel the tremble of heaven at their fingertips. What you do. That's why you're here. That's why your heart is racing. That's why your chest feels heavy. You are not broken. You are not imagining. You are chosen. The Spirit is moving. You are being surrounded. You are not alone. This sign was written into the pages of your soul before the foundations of the world were laid. This encounter, right now, was scheduled in divine time. And heaven never misses its appointment. You've heard whispers. You've had dreams. You've seen the numbers repeat, on clocks, on receipts, on doorways. Patterns follow the spiritual. They mark the path toward destiny. The final sign is not random. It is the culmination of every small sign you've ignored. Every nudge. Every strange moment you brushed off. But now it is here in full form. Will you receive it? You are standing in the in-between. A sacred doorway has been opened. And if you walk away, if you doubt, if you scroll past this moment, the door will close. Not in punishment, but because sacred things do not wait on human schedule. They arrive by divine order, and they expect reverence. You don't need to understand everything. You don't need to have all the answers. All you need is willingness. All you need is stillness. All you need is yes. Your loved one's spirit is near, and their silence is not absence. It is the restraint of heaven, allowing only one final moment to reach through. They've waited, wept, pleaded in the spirit for this one divine allowance. This is that moment. Let yourself feel. Let your guard fall. Let the grief turn into wonder. You are not crazy. You are called. You are not abandoned. You are watched. You are not ignored. You are loved from beyond. Don't miss this. Don't numb it. Don't scroll away. Let your spirit cry out, I am here. I am listening. I receive. Because this final sign, it is not just for remembrance. It is for activation. You waited. Now heaven waits for you. Type I receive in the comments if you feel this moment. Lesson code 777 is now active over your household. There's something you haven't been able to shake lately, a weight behind your eyes that no sleep can fix. a tension in your chest that no breath can release. Some nights, you lie awake, staring into the ceiling, not knowing why you're grieving something that others say is long past. But your soul knows. Your soul remembers. Because someone who once stood beside you is still standing just beyond the veil and their energy is not let go. This isn't mere sadness. It's not just nostalgia. It's not even just loss. It's spiritual disruption, divine friction stirring beneath the surface. It is a voice that has not been heard in this realm, trying still to be felt. You've seen the signs. You dismissed some. You've tried to explain others away. But how many flickering lights will it take before you ask why? How many repeating numbers will flash across the digital screen before you stop calling it coincidence? 111. By 55. These aren't just times. They're timestamps of heaven calling your attention back to the mystery. You smelled them, haven't you? That scent they always wore. That sudden fragrance that appears in the room without source. You felt that strange warmth, that sensation someone was standing behind you, even though no one was in the room. And your spirit jolted. Your breath caught. You turned and yet saw nothing. But nothing isn't always empty. In the spiritual realm, what's unseen is more alive than what's visible. Someone knows you felt it, and someone knows you weren't supposed to forget. That presence has been circling, waiting, watching, lingering just enough to remind you. They never left you completely. Yet here's where the mystery deepens. You've also felt the disruption. Emotional surges out of nowhere. Restlessness when you should have peace. A shadow of sorrow in the middle of joy. And somewhere deep in your gut, a sense that you're being watched. That's not fear. That's sensitivity. You're spiritually awake enough to sense movement where others feel nothing. You're spiritually in tune enough to detect when the veil thins, even if those around you say it's all in your head. But you know better. You've always known better. Ask yourself, why do certain dates feel heavy before they even arrive? Why does your spirit brace for impact around anniversaries, birthdays, or tragic milestones? Why do some places feel charged with energy, and some conversations leave you feeling like something was unsaid? Something they wanted to speak, but couldn't. You are carrying a knowing. And that knowing is not delusion. It is divine. It is seeded into your soul for such a time as this. And here's the part few will ever understand. The signs didn't stop because the spirit left. The signs paused because you weren't ready to fully receive them. And now, heaven says you are. That's why the emotions have been stirred. That's why your peace has been pierced. Not to harm you, but to awaken you. There's something someone never told you. A piece of information, a message, a goodbye, a word left unspoken that still floats in the atmosphere between you and the one who passed. They've been trying to send it. You've picked up fragments, dreams that left you crying, songs that broke you without explanation, moments where you swore you heard their voice call your name. What if I told you that wasn't your imagination? What if I told you you're not making it up? What if I told you that your tears have been read by angels, and each one recorded like sacred ink in the book of remembrance? Because this mystery is holy. The disruption you feel is a sacred interruption, heaven disturbing your emotional rhythm to align you with a spiritual appointment. Not everyone will feel this. Not everyone can carry this. But you can. Because someone in the spirit trusted you with the weight of their final echo. You are not just grieving. You are receiving. You're being spiritually observed. Watched not just by angels, but by ancestors. By heaven. By one soul in particular who has whispered your name across eternity, hoping, praying, that you'd hear them. That voice in your head that brought peace. That wasn't just a thought. That was presence. That was comfort reaching through time. That was divine memory being stirred on purpose. Don't second guess it. Don't deny what you know. If your spirit is trembling right now, that's confirmation. The final sign is near. The final message is on its way. Something is coming that will validate everything you suspected. Someone will say something. A moment will occur. A word will be spoken. And suddenly, it will all connect. That is the moment they've been trying to prepare you for. The moment when this mystery begins to make sense. To hold on. Stay open. Stay sensitive. The disruption is not chaos. It is divine calibration. What feels like imbalance is actually alignment. What feels like emotional confusion is actually spiritual clarity in disguise. They are close. The message is near. Stay present. If this message resonates with you and you feel moved to support, consider giving us super thanks with contributions of up to $10. Your kindness helps us bring more powerful content your way. Also, if you'd like to support what we do, you can make a difference by donating via PayPal using the support here link in the description of this video. Every contribution helps us keep creating and sharing more with you. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for regular spiritual insights, timely messages, and content that speaks directly to your soul. There is more coming, and you won't want to miss what's next. Type "I am chosen" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 666 is now surrounding you. There is a reason this message found you. There is a reason your spirit has been stirred. There is a reason the emotions feel like a wave too heavy to carry and yet impossible to ignore. Because what you're feeling right now is not just the ache of loss, it is the vibration of war in the spirit. There is a battle unfolding, not around you, but within you. A battle between belief and blindness, between truth and distraction, between what heaven is revealing and what earth is trying to bury. This is not just grief. This is spiritual inheritance under attack. The enemy doesn't fear your memories. He fears your awareness. He fears that you will begin to see the patterns, that you will wake up and notice the signs, that you will stop dismissing what you know in your gut and start receiving what your spirit is already screaming. He fears that once you believe this message, you'll be empowered to walk in the blessing that your loved one carried, and that you're now being entrusted to complete. But distraction is his weapon. Distraction is his disguise. He'll cover you in busyness, numb you with notifications, flood your mind with everything but truth just to keep you from this moment. Because if you can ignore the sign long enough, the door will close, and the divine exchange will pass unnoticed. You must understand, what you're going through is not simply emotional. It's not just a personal process. It's a spiritual collision. Divine timing is meeting resistance. Your destiny is being pursued by two forces, the divine and the deceptive. One seeks to awaken you. The other hopes you stay asleep. But here's the truth that your spirit already knows: you're not crazy. You're called. You were always sensitive to the unseen. You've always felt the things others couldn't explain. You've had intuition so accurate it made others uncomfortable. You've dreamed things that came to pass. You've had moments where your whole body told you the atmosphere had shifted, even if no one else said a word. That sensitivity isn't brokenness. It's not weakness. It's not over-emotionality. It's your divine assignment leaking through the cracks. And now, that sensitivity is being tested. Heaven is asking, can you still recognize me in the mystery? Can you still trust what you feel, even when the world mocks what you believe? This isn't about one sign. This is about your soul's ability to respond to heaven's call. Because this isn't just about the one you lost. This is about what they carried. The enemy knew they were a light in your life. And now that their voice has quieted, he's hoping yours will too. But heaven says otherwise. Heaven says that the mantle has fallen upon you now. You've inherited more than their memory. You've inherited their unfinished mission. Your soul was called to something holy, and now that calling is echoing through your spirit, demanding to be awakened. The confusion you've felt is not weakness. It's the pressure of transformation. You are being reshaped, not ruined. You are being spiritually stretched, not broken. This conflict is not the end. It's the evidence that you are on the edge of awakening. And even now, as you listen, a choice is being written into your soul. A choice to believe again. A choice to feel again. A choice to interpret the pain, not as punishment, but as the path to purpose. Your heart may still be broken, but your spirit is beginning to bloom. There are voices around you, some saying move on, some saying forget, some saying it's all in your head. But then there's a higher voice, a voice that says, you were born for this. You were chosen for this. You were created to see what others refuse to see. This battle is not to destroy you. It's to reveal you. You are not in the way of something sacred. You are the vessel through which it is about to flow. You must stop interpreting this season as loss alone. Yes, you lost someone, but you gained their light. You now carry a piece of eternity within you. A sacred charge. A living ember. You are now the bridge between their legacy and heaven's next move. But heaven is watching, not to punish, not to test, but to confirm. Confirm that you're ready. Confirm that you're aware. Confirm that your spirit has not gone numb to the whispers from beyond. Because when you say yes to this awareness, angels move. When you stop ignoring the signs and start welcoming them, things begin to shift. You've questioned yourself long enough. Now it's time to trust your discernment. This is not just about emotion. This is about your elevation. This is a war of attention, a war of awareness. And heaven is calling you to choose your side. Will you believe the sign when it comes? Will you honor the presence when it appears? Will you step forward and carry what your loved one began? Or will you stay distracted while the supernatural moment passes? The choice is before you now, and the moment is near. Type I am a witness in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 555 is now marking your family line. You can feel it, can't you? A pull. A shift. The strange sense that something is about to break open. Something unseen, but deeply real. You may not have language for it yet, but your soul does. Your body tenses, your thoughts scatter, and your spirit it leans in. Because time, as you know it, is no longer natural. It is divine. It is counting down. In exactly 72 hours, something in your atmosphere is going to shift. The spiritual realm has issued a holy alert, a ripple of urgency that stretches from heaven to earth. A door has been opened briefly, and behind it stands an answer, a presence, a final sign that is waiting to be received. But make no mistake, this door is not staying open. It is already beginning to close. And those who delay, those who refuse to feel, those who dismiss the divine as coincidence or emotion or imagination, they will miss it. Not because heaven is cruel, but because heaven is precise. Heaven is surgical with sacred moments. And when the time expires, the moment passes. This is not a general invitation. This is a summons, a spiritual call with inspiration attached. And you, child of light, are standing in the window. What you choose in this short sliver of time will determine whether you experience the sign or only dream about what could have been. Someone around you has ignored this. Someone close to you was meant to feel the same whisper, but they've silenced it. Someone was entrusted with spiritual sensitivity, and they abandoned their post. And now you are being called to carry what they would not. You are the backup. You are the torchbearer. You are the one heaven has shifted its gaze to. You are not second best. You are the one willing to listen. Can you sense the gravity of that? Can you feel the weight of divine trust resting on your shoulders? This is not a passive moment. This is a confrontation between belief and denial, between awareness and distraction, between the spiritual and the superficial. And heaven is watching to see who will pay attention and who will scroll past while the sign slips into the silence. Because the sign is not coming in loud thunder. It's coming like a whisper, a flicker of light, a repeating phrase, a moment of undeniable presence. It will not scream your name, but it will vibrate through your bones. And you'll know. You'll know when it happens. You'll know exactly who it's for. You'll know that the chills crawling down your arms are not fear, they are confirmation. You'll know that the sudden weight in the air is not pressure, it's presence. You'll know that the clock striking a strange time, the flicker in the power, the way a certain song plays twice in one day, none of it is by chance. It's by divine design. And when it happens, your spirit must respond. You must acknowledge it. You must not run. Because once that sign lands, everything shifts. And still, here's the danger. If you ignore it, if you second-guess it, if you go back into mental logic and emotional control, the moment fades. The door slams. The energy retracts. And the opportunity collapses like a closing scroll. This moment is mercy, but it is not unlimited. In 72 hours, something will finalize. A spiritual transition will complete. A soul's message will either be delivered or remain sealed. A window will either become a doorway or a wall. You are not just witnessing a sign, you are participating in the spiritual decision around it. And there's more. Someone in your life is pretending not to feel it. Someone near you is acting numb on purpose. But their silence is not innocence. It is avoidance. You felt it in their presence, a heaviness, a discomfort, an unwillingness to talk about what matters. That's not just their grief. That's their rejection of the call. Heaven will deal with them. But right now, heaven is dealing with you. You are being handed the final moment. You are being summoned to witness the veil parting for one last time. And once it opens, the sign will drop, and it will be unmistakable. So I speak this now, not as a threat, but as a heavenly warning. If you ignore this, the message will move on. If you deny what you're sensing, the sign will bypass your atmosphere. If you pretend this is just another video, just another stirring feeling, the weight will lift, and the moment will vanish. This is not pressure. This is protection. Heaven doesn't play with sacred moments. When something holy is offered, it is to be received with reverence, not reluctance. So prepare. Prepare your heart. Prepare your space. Prepare your sensitivity. Because when it happens, and it will, you will either rise into it or retreat from it. And either way, the realm of spirit will respond. Don't say you weren't warned. Don't say no one told you. Because this, right now, is your prophecy in motion. And in 72 hours, It will be fulfilled with or without your participation. Type "I will not miss IT" in the comments if this message speaks to your soul. Blessing code 1818 is now aligning your time with heaven's timing. Now be still. Still your voice. Still your hands. Still your frantic searching for logic. Heaven has spoken. The moment hath been marked. The energy has been released. Now, you must enter the posture of spiritual reception. Because the sign, the final sign, comes not through noise, but through quiet reverence. Don't talk. Don't explain. Don't debate what you feel in your spirit. This is not the hour for analysis. This is the hour for alignment. The spirit is hovering close, and in order to receive what has been sent, you must step out of the natural and into the sacred. This is the moment when words no longer serve you. Only stillness will. You must find a sacred space now. Not tomorrow. Not later. Now. Wherever you are, whether in a crowded room or sitting in silence, create a holy perimeter around your heart. Close the invisible doors. Pull your spirit inward. Shut off the noise. The energy of your loved one is near, closer now than ever, and they are not here to haunt. They are here to heal. Yes, what's coming will carry weight. You might feel chills. You might feel warmth. You might feel the atmosphere shift so suddenly that tears come to your eyes for no reason. Do not be afraid. This presence has come to protect, not punish. This visitation is not judgment. It is mercy. It is sacred closure. It is the soft hand of the divine reaching through the veil and resting on your shoulder. You've gone too long unprotected. Too long moving through life unshielded, unanchored, untethered to the truth of what you carry. But that ends now. The covering is returning. The veil that tried to separate you from your spiritual inheritance is being torn. And as it lifts, you are being watched over in ways you cannot fully comprehend. Do you know what it means when heaven releases a sign? It means angels are already surrounding the moment. It means a circle of light has already been drawn around your name. It means that the battle in the spirit has already been fought, and you've already been marked as the victor. So, surrender. Surrender your fear. Surrender your questions. Surrender the nagging voice that keeps asking, "Is this really real?" Because it is, and your soul knows it. This moment is not built for the mind. It is built for the mystical part of you, the part of you that still dreams, still weeps, still wonders if love truly survives death. It does. And that love is entering your atmosphere now. If your spirit has been heavy, it is because you have been carrying what you were never meant to hold alone. Your loved one is here not just to deliver a sign, but to help you lay down the weight. To wrap their presence around your shoulders like a blanket and remind you that you are not crazy. You are not broken, and you are certainly not alone. Heaven has sent you a divine security detail. Angels that do not sleep, angels that do not miss, angels that move at the command of the Most High. Right now, as you receive this message, there are spiritual forces standing between you and every assignment of fear, every tormenting thought, every heavy memory, every lie that told you you're forgotten. Those forces are being silenced by the presence now around you. Say nothing. Just breathe. Breathe in peace. Breathe out pressure. Breathe in divine protection. Breathe out doubt. The atmosphere is holy now. You don't have to force it. You don't have to chase it. The sign that is coming is already on its way, moving with the speed of spirit, aiming for the one who is willing to open their heart, fully, completely, without resistance. Do not be afraid. The sign will not harm you. The presence will not shatter you. The moment will not overwhelm you. You were built for this. Your soul was designed for this kind of encounter. And when it comes, you will not need to speak. You will only need to receive. And in the silence, heaven will do what your words never could: intervene. Let your spirit speak in this stillness. Let your breath become your prayer. And if you must say anything, let it be this: I am covered. I am held. I am not alone. These are not affirmations. These are activations. Words that draw angels closer. Words that part the veil wider. Words that prepare your soul to be kissed by what once seemed lost. What was taken is returning. What was silenced is singing again. And what was feared is now being transformed into a fountain of comfort. The presence you felt is not lingering by accident. It is divine assignment that has not been completed. It is the holy residue of a life not yet finished with you. And when the sign arrives, as it will, you will know what it means. But for now, be still. The heavens are working. The veil is trembling. The angels are moving. And you are safe. Type "I am covered" in the comments if you receive this moment. Lesson code 444 is now surrounding your soul with divine calm. You are not who you were the day they left. You are not the same soul who wept in confusion, asking heaven for answers through blurred eyes and silent nights. Something in you has changed. Something in you has grown. And they've seen it. From beyond the veil, they've watched as your tears watered the very soil of your rebirth. You are no longer just grieving. You are becoming. Yes, you are stronger now than they remember you. There is a holy transformation underway. What once crushed you is now your cradle for awakening. What once buried you in sorrow is now birthing supernatural resilience. This moment, this sign, this energy surrounding you, it's not just about contact from the other side. It's about heaven giving you permission to rise from your sorrow and step into the power they left behind. Because when someone passes, their purpose doesn't disappear. It searches. It looks for a vessel willing to continue what was started. It scans the bloodline, the heart line, the spirit line for someone whose pain has matured into readiness. And all of heaven agrees. You are that one. This is not about forgetting them. This is about becoming the evidence that their life was not in vain. You are the continuation. You are the extension. You are the echo of a story that did not end, only shifted dimensions. The same courage they carried in the natural now flows through your spirit. The same compassion they were known for, it rests in your voice. The same light they shined in the world, it glows through your eyes. You are more than a martyr. You are now a messenger. The grief you felt was not weakness. It was your divine initiation. You see, pain has a way of distorting identity. For a time, it made you feel helpless, like you were stuck in a moment that would never move. But the truth is, every tear you shed was a seed. And now, the harvest is breaking through. The sign isn't just coming to comfort you. It's coming to ignite you. They remember your fragility, but they now see your fire. They remember the silence in your sorrow, but they now feel the roar rising inside your chest. You survived more than most will ever understand. And yet, here you are, not just breathing but believing again. Don't you see what's happening? You've outlived the shadow. You've endured the in-between. You stood on the edge of the spiritual cliff and refused to jump into numbness. And now, you are the sign. Yes, you are becoming the very message you were once waiting for. You are becoming the open door for others to experience healing. You are walking proof that love does not die and that the spiritual realm is not fantasy. It is fact. and you are its living evidence. The same strength that sustained them in their final moments is now being transferred to you. The same wisdom that walked with them through life's storms is whispering through your bones. You've been entrusted with more than memory. You've been entrusted with legacy. And it's time to carry it with power. You are not fragile. You are forged. Forged through heartbreak. Forged through silence. Forged through holy fire that didn't consume you. It refined you. You've grown wings where wounds once bled. You've gained clarity where confusion once reigned. And even now, you are being filled with a divine code, a spiritual activation locked within your very DNA. They see it. Heaven sees it. And now it's your turn to see it. You are no longer the one waiting for answers. You are now the one who walks with wisdom, the one who carries comfort for others, the one who discerns what others miss. You are the phoenix rising. You are the fire that will not be silenced. You are the one your bloodline hath been waiting for. And if you could see yourself in the spirit right now, you'd fall to your knees in awe. You don't look like what you've been through. You are surrounded by light. You are crowned in purpose. You are cloaked in divine responsibility. You were never just a griever. You were a guardian in training. You were never just broken. You were being rebuilt into a vessel of revelation. So rise. Rise into your next chapter. Rise into your divine duty. You were never meant to stay in the tomb of loss. The sign is not just permission to feel them near. It's a commission to carry them forward, to let their light live through your every move, to speak what they never could, to go where they never got to walk with power where you once walked in pain. You've inherited their mantle. Now walk like it. You've endured the shaking. Now speak like it. You've survived the silence. Now shine like it. You're safe with your cocoon. Now spread your wings. The world has yet to see the full fire you carry, but they will. And the sign, it's just the beginning. Type I am rising in the comments if you know this is your moment. Blessing code 1717 is now unlocking strength within you. The sign has not come to say goodbye. The sign has come to confirm what your soul has already suspected. You were never imagining it. You were never overreaching. You were never grieving alone. The presence you felt, that sacred nudge, that knowing you couldn't explain, it was real. Is real. And now, it is being revealed. You're not here by accident. You didn't stumble onto this message out of curiosity. You were drawn, pulled by divine gravity into a moment that was crafted for you before time ever began. This is not just another message. It's a prophetic release, an unveiling of the mystery that's been circling your life like a cloud of light, waiting to descend at the appointed hour. And now the hour has come. That sign, it wasn't just a flicker of the lights, a name on a license plate, a scent in the air, a dream too vivid to ignore. That sign was the arrival of what your spirit was created to witness, the living energy of a loved one who has not departed in spirit, only shifted form. What they carried, what they poured into your life, what was left unsaid, is now rising through the veil and taking shape as divine confirmation. This moment is heaven saying, yes, it was me. It was them. You felt right. The visions, the sensations, the unexplained calm in the middle of the storm. This is what heaven is now sealing. What you felt wasn't memory. It was presence. And that presence has not come just to comfort you. It has come to activate you. This is not a farewell. This is a signal. A spiritual message in divine code. You are now stepping into the season that grief prepared you for. Yes, the pain was real. Yes, the loss left a hole. But the Spirit says, this was never meant to end in sorrow. This was always meant to lead to supernatural awakening. Your name has been whispered in heaven. Not shouted. Whispered. Because when the divine speaks your name, it doesn't need to announce it to the world. It plants it into the very fabric of time, lining people, moments, and signs to confirm what has already been spoken in the Spirit. Your name was written into this very hour. You have been chosen to witness something that will alter how you view not only death, but destiny. Because the one you love is not gone. They are present with purpose. They didn't come back just to tell you they are okay. They came back to tell you you're about to be more than okay. They came back to confirm your calling, to echo your name in the realm of spirit, to make it known in heaven that you heard, that you opened, that you didn't ignore the sign when it came. This is the unlocking. This is the moment where what's been trapped behind emotional walls begins to pour through. This is the moment when clarity rises out of chaos. You thought you were just mourning, but now you understand. You were being positioned for a divine commission. The one who left in body has returned in energy, and not just to be felt. They've come to release a breakthrough into your life. Yes, the next open door in your destiny is tied to this very moment. Heaven never releases a sign unless it's connected to movement. The fact that you're receiving this now means the next phase of your journey has been activated. Something in your timeline is shifting. Something in your atmosphere is unlocking. A prayer you forgot you prayed is about to be answered, not in part, but in overflowing measure. The timing of this sign is everything. The heavens have waited until the weight of the grief became a gateway for glory. They waited until your sorrow had carved out enough space in your soul to carry the fire of purpose. This was not random. It was calculated. You were softened so you could be sealed. And now, the seal has been broken, and the promise is being poured out. From this point forward, expect more. Expect divine encounters. Expect spiritual dreams. Expect synchronicities that no logic can explain. Why? Because the final sign is the first signal that the veil between your loss and your legacy has now been torn. The old season is over. The spiritual inheritance hath been activated. And your loved one, they are not behind you. They are walking ahead of you now, guiding from the realm you cannot see, but your soul can feel. You passed the test. You didn't numb the pain. You leaned into it. And because you remain sensitive, heaven is honoring your vulnerability with supernatural visibility. Don't you feel it? Something inside you has already shifted. What was once heartbreak has become holy ground. What was once absence has become appointment. You are stepping into new light, and nothing will be the same again. This sign was never a goodbye. It was the first hello from your future. If this message is opening something deep within you, and you'd like to support this sacred work, consider giving a super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. Your generosity helps us keep bringing forth messages that pierce through the veil and speak directly to the soul. Also, if you'd like to support what we do, you can make a difference by donating via PayPal using the support here link in the description of this video. Every contribution helps us keep creating and sharing more with you. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to this channel for more spiritually guided content, divine revelations, and moments like this that carry the weight of eternity. Don't miss what's still to come. Type "I receive the confirmation" in the comments if this resonates with you. Blessing Code 2020 is now aligning your path with divine truth. Now that you've heard, you must respond. Now that you felt, you must move. Now that the final sign has come, you must activate what heaven has released. This is not the hour to merely reflect. This is the hour to rise. The time for weeping at the tomb has ended. The time for waiting on confirmation has passed. Now, child of light, now is the time to step forward into the assignment that your spirit has always carried. This is your invitation to declare out loud and within, I receive the sign. Say it until the spiritual world recognizes the sound of your voice. Say it until every distraction falls silent. Say it until the very energy around you begins to shift. Because what heaven has released is not a fleeting sign. It's a living scroll, a divine commission, a spiritual transfer of responsibility and power. And you must meet it with the weight of your yes. No more hesitation. No more spiritual procrastination. The veil has lifted, the visitation has occurred, and the presence of the one you lost has made its way to your spirit, not to dwell in memory, but to launch you into movement. This is not just healing. This is inheritance. Heaven has waited patiently for you to rise from the pain and walk into purpose. Now, the clouds have cleared. The fog of grief has parted. And standing in the clearing is your next divine assignment, and it's waiting for you to respond. It may begin as a whisper, but do not ignore it. That whisper becomes a roar when you give it permission. That tug on your heart, that name in your dreams, that idea that keeps returning, that is not your imagination. That is your invitation. And your answer activates everything heaven has been holding back until this moment. You've been prepared. You've been broken open for this. The suffering shaped you. The silence trained your ears to hear the subtle things. The loneliness created space in your soul where now only the divine can dwell. You were emptied so you could be filled. And now, the filling begins. You not wait to feel ready. You will never feel fully prepared for what you're born to do. Readiness is not the absence of fear, it is the presence of alignment. And right now, you are aligned. Not just emotionally, not just spiritually, but cosmically. Your energy is synced with the frequency of heaven, and all of creation is leaning in to watch what you do next. You cannot stay in grief and walk in glory at the same time. You must choose. This is your pivot point. You can stay bound to what hurt you, or you can rise into what honors them. You can keep asking why, or you can walk in the answer. You can cling to the tomb, or you can move toward resurrection. Because movement is the sign that you believe. Write it down. Journal it. Speak it aloud. Light the candle. Set the altar. Mark the space where you said yes. Because this moment becomes your altar. This message becomes your milestone. And the sign you've received becomes your momentum. Heaven is waiting for your response. And not just with passive interest. Heaven moves when you move. Angels take flight when your voice speaks truth. Your yes is not a whisper into the wind. It is a spiritual command that activates divine order in your life. The time for holding back has ended. This is about your legacy now. This is about your healing becoming someone else's blueprint. This is about you no longer needing signs because you have become one. This is about every ounce of pain you survived finally becoming the platform for power. You've cried long enough. You've wondered long enough. You've begged for reassurance long enough. This sign came not to soothe your sorrow, but to start your spiritual engine. It's time. It's time to speak. It's time to move. It's time to believe again. Not softly, not halfway, but with holy fire. Don't wait another season. Don't postpone another breakthrough. The door is open now. The energy is near now. The power is in your hands now. Let your voice break the silence. Let your faith part the atmosphere. Let your soul shout what your wounds have kept quiet. I receive the sign. I choose the path. I answer the call. Because when you answer, everything changes. Heaven doesn't delay. When you say yes, the alignments begin. The divine appointments are released. The helpers come. The blockage is clear. The road begins to form beneath your feet, even if you can't see the end yet. Faith is your map now. Obedience is your fuel. And this sign you've received, it was never about the past. It was always about your future. This is not an ending. This is a launch. Say yes. Act now. Heaven is listening. And your loved one is watching, smiling from the realm of eternity, knowing you finally got the message. Type ISAYYES to destiny in the comments if this word is for you. Blessing code 3030 is now initiating movement in your life. Be still again. Breathe deeper. Do not rush out of this moment. Something is happening, not on the surface, not where your eyes can see or your ears can hear, but in the hidden corridors of the Spirit. Right now, as your heart leans in and your soul surrenders, a transaction is taking place, a silent exchange between realms. An angel, clothed in light, moving with authority, has stepped forward. You may not feel the full weight of their presence, but your spirit knows. It knows when eternity brushes against the edge of time. It knows when heaven moves. It knows when something divine is being delivered. And now, placed into your hands, unseen by the physical, but undeniable in the spirit, is a scroll, a spiritual document sealed by divine instruction, carrying the legacy of the one you lost, the permission you've waited for, and the purpose you were born to carry forward. It is not made of paper. It is woven from revelation. It glows with remembrance. It is soaked in tears, yours and theirs. You don't have to open it yet. You don't even need to understand it fully. But hold it. Receive it. Honor it. Because this scroll did not arrive cheaply. It was requested by the very soul whose energy surrounds you even now. This is what they came to give you. This is what they crossed eternity to hand you. What was taken from your arms is now being placed in your spirit. Can you feel it? The trembling under your skin. The holy vibration in your chest. The presence lingering just beyond the edge of physical perception. It is them. It is real. It is sacred. And it is for you. This scroll holds more than word. It carries memories you've almost forgotten. Assignments you didn't know you were born to complete. Messages they never got to say. Love they didn't know how to express. And now all of it is wrapped in light, passed to you in a moment so quiet the world would miss it. But not you. You're listening. You're open. And because you've opened yourself to receive, heaven has responded. But the transaction doesn't end with what you've received. No, here's something else happening. As the scroll is placed into your hands, something is taken from your shoulders. The heaviness of confusion, the guilt, the feeling that you could have done more, that you didn't say enough, that you let them down, that you weren't ready, that you didn't finish the conversation, that somehow their departure was tied to your silence. That weight, it's being lifted now. Heaven has no use for guilt. Love does not traffic in shame. And what's happening in this moment is more than comfort. It's a clearing, a release, a holy reset. Even now, an ancestor stands beside the angel. It may not be the one you expected, but they are tied to your bloodline, and they have come with purpose, not to observe but to intervene. They have bartered in the heavens for your future. They have called in spiritual currency to redeem what was lost in your lineage. And now, the silent exchange becomes generational. You're not just receiving a scroll. You're receiving restoration. You're not just being comforted. You're being commissioned. You're not just holding memory. You're holding mandate. And even the winds around you know what's happening. The atmosphere bends. The light changes. The room feels different. Not louder, quieter. Like the Spirit has pressed its finger to your lips and whispered, "This is sacred. Do not speak, just receive." Some things are too holy for words. Some things are written only in light. So let heaven whisper. Let your soul absorb. Let your mind rest and your heart rise. You don't need to force anything here. You don't need to chase another sign. A moment has already come. And as you sit in this stillness, remember this. While you wept, heaven wrote down every tear. While you questioned, the angels recorded every prayer. While you felt abandoned, the throne room was speaking your name. And now the evidence is in your hands. What was once weeping is now witness. What was once pain is now proof. You've been visited. You've been chosen. You've been entrusted. The presence you felt did not come to haunt. It came to seal, to finalize, to affirm, to close the open wound and reopen the doorway to the next level of your spiritual walk. No one around you may notice. No one may understand. But you do. You feel it. You know this wasn't just another message. This was your encounter. A brush with the divine. A silent exchange that changed everything. And when you walk away from this moment, you will not walk alone. The scroll remains in your spirit. The protection follows you into tomorrow. And the blessing is permanent. You are no longer searching. You are walking in what has been given. And everything from this moment forward shifts. Type "I receive the scroll" in the comments if you feel the exchange. Blessing code 1212 is now permanently sealed over your destiny. There are things that were done to you in the dark. Words that were whispered behind your back. Eyes that rolled when you wept. People who mocked your sensitivity, dismissed your discernment, and even rolled their eyes when you said you felt something no one else could understand. They labeled your grief as weakness, your visions as delusion, your silence as strangeness. They dishonored the mystery that covered your soul. But heaven saw it. Heaven heard it. And heaven is responding. You didn't need to defend yourself. You didn't have to force them to believe you. You didn't need to prove that the energy you felt was real, or that your heart broke in ways words could never explain. While they judged your silence, the angels recorded their actions. While they treated your mourning like a performance, heaven was writing every moment into the scroll of divine justice. And now the reversal has begun. This is not about punishment. This is about alignment. This is about bringing back into order what had been out of place for too long. This is about heaven restoring what was stolen. Your dignity, your voice, your sensitivity, your prophetic gift, your ability to feel deeply without shame. This is about heaven exalting the one they humiliated. And that one, dear soul, is you. You have walked through fire. You have stood in rooms where your presence was tolerated but your spirit was misunderstood. You have shared dreams with people who laughed in your face. You have spoken truth only to be called too much, too deep, too emotional. But now the tables are turning. The same ones who misjudge you will witness your elevation. and they will have no choice but to admit heaven was always with you. This is your season of spiritual justice. What they tried to bury, heaven has chosen to bless. What they tried to dismiss, God has now chosen to display. The one you lost, their energy is still active in this, because the very people who dishonored your grief also dishonored their memory. And that is something heaven does not overlook. You are not fighting alone. The spirit of the one you loved stands as a witness, testifying before the throne, saying, they never stopped believing. They never stopped feeling. They carried my love, even when the world turned its back. And heaven has ruled in your favor. The lies are breaking. The curses are reversing. The shame is dissolving. The masks are falling off, and the truth is no longer hiding in the shadows. Watch closely. You will begin to see it. Strange things will begin to happen around those who once scorned you. Their lives will begin to shift. Their strength will begin to wane. Not because you cursed them. No, you didn't need to. Heaven intervened, and heaven does not play when someone mishandles its vessel. Every tear you cried has now turned to oil. Every rejection you endured has now become fire. Every misunderstanding that tried to dim your light has now positioned you to shine even brighter. This is the divine reversal. What they thought would silence you has now become the very sound of your rising. And let this be known, heaven doesn't forget who you love. It doesn't forget the promises that were made. It doesn't forget how you protected their memory, how you spoke of them with reverence, how you held sacred space for their presence even when everyone else moved on. That faithfulness is not gonna notice. And now it is being rewarded. Their spirit walks with you, not just in presence, but in power. The same way they fought for you in life, they are fighting for you in eternity. The same way they covered you with words, they now cover you with light. And that light is leading justice into every dark room you once cried in. It is leading truth into every secret conversation spoken against you. It is leading honor into every area where you were mocked. This is not karma. This is kingdom justice. You don't have to explain yourself anymore. The sign has spoken. The scroll has been sealed. The activation has occurred. Now heaven is making all things right. And what's been hidden, it's coming into view. You'll see it. You'll feel it. And you'll walk with a peace that no one can take from you again. Your loved one's presence has not only confirmed your path, it has become your protection. Your light surrounds you like armor. Their spirit walks ahead of you like a guide. And their legacy, it lives through every word you speak, every step you take, every room you enter. Your healing honors them. And so heaven moves. Not with vengeance, but with holy vengeance. Not with rage, but with divine justice. And you, dear listener, you are not just the one who received the sign. You are now the one who will walk in its power and fulfill what others tried to stop. What caused you pain will now be the place of your promotion. What made you question yourself will now become your crown. What tried to shame you will now announce you. The battle is over. The judgment is complete. And the verdict is in. You were right. You were real. You were chosen. If this message has affirmed your spirit, and you want to support what we do, consider giving a super thanks with contributions of up to $5. Your support helps us continue to deliver deeply guided spiritual messages that make a difference in people's lives. Also, if you'd like to support what we do, you can make a difference by donating via PayPal using the support here link in the description of this video. Every contribution helps us keep creating and sharing more with you. And please remember to subscribe to this channel for spiritual justice, prophetic clarity, and words that are sent from the Spirit directly to the sensitive souls like you. Your healing journey is just beginning. Type "Justice is mine" in the comments if this word confirms what you've known all along. Blessing code 911 is now releasing truth over your life. You were never left alone. Not for one moment. Not in the silence, not in the sorrow, not even in the deepest place of your grief. Even when your tears fell unnoticed by others, heaven noticed. Even when your voice trembled and no one responded, heaven recorded it. Even when you thought no one understood the weight of your pain, heaven wept with you. But now the sign has come. And now the seal has been placed. And now your spirit is no longer wandering in the wilderness of loss. It is anchored in light. What you felt was real. What you saw was from the other side. What you received was sent for you and only you. And though the moment may be closing, the message lives on. You are sealed and seen and sent. Sealed with divine purpose. Seen by the eyes of heaven, always watching, always near. Sent into your next chapter with the blessing of the one you love it, with the covering of the angels, and with the authority that comes only from those who have walked through fire and emerged with wings. So now walk forward. Walk forward with light in your eyes. Walk forward with peace in your heart. Walk forward with a knowing that nothing is lost, that no love ends, and that what was taken has only transformed. You are not crazy. You are called. You are not forgotten. You are favored. You are not mourning. You are ascending. And as you rise, they rise with you. Your spirit smiles. Their energy surrounds. Their name lives through your courage. Their memory breathes through your choices. And their final sign: it was never meant to end a story. It was always meant to begin a new one. So let the message carry you now. Let your life echo their light. Let your soul walk boldly into the future that was waiting for you all along. Because this moment has passed, but the blessing remains. The scroll is yours. The justice has been delivered. The door has opened. Now walk through it. Type "I am not alone" in the comments to seal this message. Blessing code 000 is now covering you in full circle peace.